Veritas. SCP Files. Episode 49. Surrealism.
Recording by Officer Meriwether Parker, Ethics Department. This tape is meant to catalog new documents related to specific groups of interest. So far, I found, four? Yeah, 4 related to the Serpent's Hand. Probably. It's hard to tell from just skimming, but I've also found 6 likely tied to Prometheus Labs. 1 related to Are We Cool Yet? And... hello, Scott. I'm sorting through these documents.
I can see that, but why does it look like a tornado hit our office?
That's partially my fault. Sorry. When Miranda assigned me to help with the new workload, and I saw she'd already dropped off the related reports, I started sorting through them, trying to find connections. I haven't actually figured out where to store them yet. So I'm using... well, everywhere, I suppose. Sorry about your desk, by the way. That's where I'm stacking anything I find on Dr. Wondertainment.
Dr. Wondertainment? New workload? She did mention I'd be reading more reports on Keeters and groups of interest, but I wasn't expecting this much. Or for you to be assigned to it too.
I suspect that was Niles' doing. He wasn't exactly thrilled with my actions during the raid. Paperwork duty. Yay.
I know the feeling.
Well, if it helps, the pile on Niles' desk is the smallest. Just 1 report so far. I know you're the one that usually records these things, and I don't plan on messing up your flow. If you want to get started, that would be a good place.
Which group's pile is that?
Are We Cool Yet?
Wait. That sounds familiar. The mirror. The shark. An air purifier? The rat race of life is a repetitive, anguished nightmare. These screams are no louder than the ones you keep inside. Are we cool yet?
Well, at least they tag their work so directly. Most of these reports, I have to guess whether a group's actually involved at all. But Are We Cool Yet? They like to make their intentions loud and clear. Let's have a listen to that one then.
Incident Report 3987-03. Third known incident report related to SCP-3987, colloquially known as Purifying Exclamation. Object Class: Keter. Risk Assessment Level: Low. Reported by known Are We Cool Yet member Dylan, formerly known as D-10214. Report pieced together from 47 different journals kept by Dylan during his stay as a D class at the Foundation. Report compiled October 5th, 2014. I hear it, sinking into every fleck of skin and burrowing down into my bones. It's everywhere. There's a message there beyond the screams. I can hear it. Why does nobody else? You need to hear it. I want to share it with you. There's been this hullabaloo about the air purifiers for months now. These screaming things that wail and cry as they complete their endless, thankless tasks. Sucking out all of the unwanted bits and pieces that float through the air that we rarely even consider. The dust, and the pollen, and the pet dander, and the smoke, and the silence. They do their job so well, over and over, forever. And you hate them for it. You hate that they scream. You call it an anomaly, a malfunction, as if screaming at the endless drudgery of repetition is crazy, as if resenting an existence spent working without recognition, without appreciation, without end is crazy. But we're the crazy ones. We wake up. We obey. We suffer. We eat. We forget. We sleep. We tell ourselves, just one more day, how lucky we are to survive it. How much better it is to survive it. And we believe it. Or we try. I didn't always hear it. Didn't always feel the futility in every breath, every beat of the endless scream soaking into my life. I didn't always feel the anxious rhythm of monotony crawling through my veins, forcing my hands to sketch for hours, until the ink itself starts to shift and writhe, flowing as clearly as the music of their screams. The screams that never, ever end. I was nothing before. Nobody. Just another name crossed off a list. Another body funneled into a cell. Convicted of a crime I did not commit. I was forced to listen as strangers twisted my life into a story where I was the villain, again and again, until resistance became pointless. Until I understood. Guilty is not a truth. It's a sentence. It's a shape they carve into you. I hear the others, the D classes, whining about their convictions, railing against the injustice of it all, as if there's someone listening. There's nobody listening. So I kept my head down, obeyed, walked where I was told, stood where I was placed, endured the threats, the tests, the everyday indignities. Because it never ends. Not in here, not out there. There is no escaping it. And in the spaces between, when I was neither being tested nor tortured, I sketched. Anything, everything, whatever clawed its way out of my head. A world woven from ink and graphite, sometimes more real than the cold, sterile corridors that held my body hostage. You called the first purifier mundane. Just a thing that screamed as it worked. Not in pain. No. Something worse. Pure anguish. Agony without injury. A voice wailing into the void because it knows nothing else. Because it knows the truth. The world is too much. There is nothing to do but scream. And you buried it. Locked it away in a soundproof cell where it couldn't gift anyone with its message, where its truth could rot in the dark. And you forgot. Until another one appeared. And another. And another. Then they started piling up. An avalanche of them. Screaming their message at any and all around them. Sometimes in a woman's voice. Sometimes in a man's. And then you started hearing it as well. Not just from inside the chamber. Not just the ones who had seen it. No. Even the ones who didn't know it existed. Just being near was enough. Just a fraction of a second. A whisper of a sound. The faintest echo leaking through the walls. And that was all it took. But you didn't understand. You simply hated the screams, calling them loud, calling them discordant and pointless and annoying. The chaos. It's the point. Don't you see? No, you don't see. You run. You panic. You scramble for solutions, dosing the important ones with Class Bs. Fumbling to track how many of the purifiers exist, how to contain them, how to silence them before the screaming spreads, before it reaches the civilians, before it swallows you. But it's too late. You've already heard it. Now, you just have to listen. Not just to the screams, to the message buried within them. The artist's cry of agony at the monotony, the cruelty, the endless grind of existence. How can you not feel it, dancing through your lungs, rattling your ribs, settling into your marrow? Outwardly, I never stopped marching to the tune of your ordered drums. Not once. Not even when your droning voices faded beneath the music of the screams. which shook my hands, crawling through my fingers, burning their way under my skin until I felt compelled to draw. And I did draw. The patterns of the purifier's screams. It was there, just out of reach, humming beneath my fingertips, elusive as a whisper in a dream. I couldn't let it go, so I sketched, over and over, scribbling page after page, gripping the pencil so tightly my knuckles bled and the wood shattered, until the lines began to move, until they hummed, until they twisted and marched and vibrated when you stared for too long. I drew the screams, and then the screams began to draw themselves. The graphite bled into motion, writhing, shifting, pulling itself from the page, shaping and reshaping at my command. I traced its path, sculpted it into form. A voiceless, shouting face that wheezed pure, clean air into the world. I don't know how the drawings got onto the walls of my cell block. I was in here. My door was locked. It is always locked. Why did you blame me? I will admit to a slight memory. A flicker, barely worth mentioning, of my scribbled wails shaping into a key, of ink spilling from my fingertips, or perhaps the pages themselves, splattered across the walls, twisting itself at my will into something so ugly, so contorted, that it crawled inside you. But that was a dream, I think. And yet, when I awoke, the patterns were there, moving, weeping, sighing across the walls and searching for a person to bleed into. Do you see the screams yet? Is it cool yet? That's not the right phrase. I know that. But it's close. What is the right phrase? How can you tell? I keep trying to see the faces behind the walls, the ones I know are there. They flicker in shifting black ink, outlined in frantic, living lines, warped and bleeding into something not quite human. It may not be a face at all. I think it might be a door. And I think I might know where it leads. I see it now. I see your message. I see the truth of your art, even if nobody else can. I see what you're after, I see how to get there. Will you accept me? Am I cool yet? That's it, isn't it? That's the one. The right phrase. The turn of the key. I can draw the door now. I know what it looks like now. I am on my way. The rat race of life is a repetitive, anguished nightmare. These screams are no louder than the ones you keep inside. Are we cool yet?
Scott,
Yeah?
are you okay? You look pale as a sheet.
I thought... I thought I...
Huh?
Never mind.
Scott, what's bothering you?
I thought I thought I saw screaming.
You mean you thought you heard screaming?
Yeah.
I looked up the report as you were reading it. Got a little curious, I suppose. There's security footage of Dylan's disappearance from his cell, but it's warped. Off. You can almost make out a door shifting and ethereal. And when it opens, there's a figure. The features are distorted. More an outline than a person. Shifting black ink. Dylan steps into it and...
Gone.
Yeah.
And the ink images in the hallway?
All footage of that has been deleted.
What about the air purifiers?
Mobile Task Force Mu-18, no, you're still not cool, believes they've secured every instance of the modified purifiers. They were linked to a known member of Are We Cool Yet? A man who calls himself Tony. We detained him, tried to force the truth out of him, get him to tell us how to shut them off. When he refused, our investigators destroyed a number of his creations right in front of him.
And?
Nothing. He just watched. Spat hateful comments, raged, but never said a thing worthwhile. In the end, we shoved the remaining purifiers into a soundproof room and called it a day.
So... containment is just keeping them out of earshot?
More or less. Distributing B-class amnestics to all affected individuals has been a pain. Turns out the screaming can come back out of the blue sometimes. That's why it's Keter. Containment means constantly making sure the people we cure stay cured.
Sounds like a massive drain on resources.
It is. I don't get Aukie. Are we cool yet? They're such an oddball group. Why make something like this? Why haunt people with screaming? We're all just trying to live our lives.
Our repetitive lives. Going nowhere. The same monotony, day in and day out. Until the drudgery overtakes you. Until it's enough to make you
Scott?
Huh? Oh, just thinking. Dylan, he felt freed by the message in this art. He felt seen, understood for the first time in years. It connected with him, made him want to reach out, to connect with others.
Well, he did. He's officially a confirmed member of Are We Cool Yet now. His first anomalous art installation, Anart, as we've named it, appeared just a week later. An Ode to the Pure, he called it. It appeared in an abandoned mall, a full store, lined with sketches of the air purifiers, each one vomiting an endless void of shifting black ink, each one bearing a picture of a rat in a wheel. The report said that if you looked too long, the art would scream.
Vault Veritas SCP Files is a podcast inspired by the SCP Foundation. Surrealism is based on SCP-3987 by Jawoan from the SCP Wiki located at scpwiki.com/SCP-3987. It is licensed under a Creative Commons Attribution Share-alike 3.0 unported license. This episode featured Justin Gilner as Scott Anderson and Cody W. as Meriwether Parker. It was written and edited by Leola Angel. We welcome comments. Please rate and review us. Email us at vaultveritas@gmail.com. Join our Discord channel using the link in the episode description. Visit us at Blue Sky. Or for additional content, visit our Patreon. Thanks for listening.